Here are two problems. Find modulus of a bar minus b bar if two vectors a bar and b bar are such that mod a is equal to 2, mod b is equal to 3 and a dot b is equal to 4. And the fifth one. Okay, let us see the fourth one first of all. Solution to the fourth one. Find modulus of a minus b vector when mod a is equal to 2, mod b equal to 3 and dot product of the two vectors is equal to 4 given. Modulus of a minus b whole square is equal to, let us take modulus of a minus b whole square. Consider modulus of a bar minus b bar whole square. Now we can write this one as a bar minus b bar dot a bar minus b bar. So earlier we studied that a dot a is equal to mod a square. So according to that, modulus of a minus b whole square can be taken as mod a minus b dot a minus b. Now by the distributive property, it can be written as a dot a bar dot a bar minus a bar dot b bar minus b bar dot a bar minus of minus plus b bar dot b bar. Now a bar dot a bar is equal to mod a square, but a dot b, b dot a both are equal, hence a dot b minus b dot a is equal to 2 times of a dot b plus b dot b is equal to mod b square. Now here all the values are given. Modulus of a is equal to 2, substitute there 2 square minus 2 into a dot b is equal to 4 plus modulus of b is equal to 3, hence 3 square. Therefore it is 4 minus 8 plus 3 square 9. 4 minus 4 plus 9, 13 minus 8, 5. Next one, fifth one. Find mod a comma mod b if a plus b dot a minus b is equal to 8 and modulus of a vector is equal to 8 into modulus of b vector. Given that a bar plus b bar dot a bar minus b bar is equal to 8 and also given modulus of a vector is equal to 8 times of modulus of b vector. Now by the distributive property, a plus b dot a minus b is equal to a dot a bar dot a bar minus a bar dot b bar plus b bar dot a bar minus b bar dot b bar is equal to 8. So clearly a dot b dot a same, but one has negative sign, one has positive sign, so that these two are gets cancelled. As we know, a dot a is equal to mod a square minus b dot b is equal to mod b square is equal to 8. But there is one more condition we have, that is mod a is equal to 8 mod b. Substitute there. Mod a square is equal to 64 into mod b square minus mod b square is equal to 8. 64 minus 1, 63 mod b square is equal to 8. Therefore, mod b square is equal to mod b square is equal to 8 by 63. That implies the magnitude of b vector is equal to root of 8 by 63. Now, the magnitude of a vector is equal to, it is 8 times of magnitude of b vector. that is 8 into root 8 by root 63. The next one, if A bar, B bar, C bar are 3 unit vectors such that A plus B plus C is equal to 0 bar, then find the value of A dot B plus B dot C plus C dot A. A, B, C are 3 unit vectors. The magnitude of A is equal to magnitude of B is equal to magnitude of C is equal to 1, since they are unit vectors. And also given that A bar plus B bar plus C bar is equal to 0 bar. Now consider the modulus. A bar plus B bar plus C bar whole square is equal to modulus of 0 bar whole square. So take magnitude on both sides and squaring on both sides. And now the left side part become A bar plus B bar plus C bar dot A bar plus B bar plus C bar is equal to the magnitude of null vector is 0. Now on this multiplication it is A dot A bar dot A bar dot B bar plus A dot C plus B dot A plus B dot B plus B dot C plus, now apply the distributive property with the C dot A plus C dot B plus C dot C is equal to 0. Look, A dot A is equal to mod A square. A dot A is equal to mod A square. B dot B equal to mod B square. C dot C is equal to mod C square plus it is A dot B plus B dot A. Of course, B dot A is same as to A dot B, so that it become 2 times of A dot B. In the same way, 2 times of B dot C, 2 times of C dot A. It is 2 times of A dot B plus B dot C plus C dot A is equal to 0. Since modulus of A vector, B vector, C vectors are 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 2 into A dot B plus B dot C plus C dot A is equal to 0. From these, 2 times of A dot B plus B dot C plus C dot A is equal to 1 plus 1 plus 1, 3. Move to right side. So from this, A dot B plus B dot C plus C dot A is equal to minus 3 by 2. Now in the next problem, given A bar is equal to 2i plus 2j plus 3k, B bar is equal to minus I plus 2j plus k, and C vector is equal to 3i plus j, are such that A plus lambda B vector is perpendicular to C vector. A plus lambda B is perpendicular to C. Then find the value of lambda. Now, given A plus lambda B is perpendicular to C vector. If two vectors are perpendicular to each other, then the dot product is equal to 0. A plus lambda B dot C is equal to 0. Now, by right distribution, it is A dot C plus lambda into B dot C is equal to 0. From this, lambda is equal to minus A dot C by B dot C. Now, let us find A dot C, B dot C values. Given that A vector is equal to 2i plus 2j plus 3k and B vector is equal to minus I plus 2j plus k and C vector is equal to 3i plus j. Now, we find A dot C, B dot C separately. A dot C is equal to, so dot product of A and C, sum of the product of corresponding components of the vectors 2 and 3 plus 2 into 1 plus 3 into 0, because the component of k in the vector C is 0. Hence it is 6 plus 2 is equal to 8. In the same way, B dot C is equal to minus 1 into 3 plus 2 into 1 plus 1 into again 0. This is minus 3 plus 2 plus 0, which is minus 1. So, finally, from 1, lambda is equal to minus of A bar dot C bar by B dot C. A dot C vector is equal to 8 by B dot C vector is equal to minus 1, minus 8 by minus 1 is equal to 8. Hence, the lambda is 8. Now, the one more problem. For any two vectors A bar and B bar, we always have A dot B less than or equal to mod A mod B. Any two vectors A bar and B bar. So, this inequality always hold A dot B less than or equal to mod A mod B, known as Cauchy-Schwarz inequality. Now, let us prove. We have A bar dot B bar is equal to mod A mod B cos theta by the definition of the dot product. But the cos theta is always less than or equal to 1. Cos theta is always less than or equal to 1. Therefore, this product must be less than or equal to mod A into mod B. Mod A into mod B into some cos theta value less than or equal to 1. So that the maximum value of this entire product is mod A mod B. Therefore, finally, A bar dot B bar is always less than or equal to mod A mod B. Modulus of A vector, modulus of B vector. Now, this is the first inequality known as Cauchy-Schwarz inequality. Next one, ninth one. For any two vectors A bar and B bar, we always have modulus of A plus B less than or equal to mod A plus mod B. Modulus of A plus B less than or equal to mod A plus mod B, known as triangle inequality. Now, let us take two vectors. AB bar is A bar and BC bar is equal to B bar. Now, AC bar will be A bar plus B bar by law of triangle, addition law. Let us take AB bar is equal to A bar and BC bar is equal to B bar. Then AC bar is equal to A plus B. Now, we shall consider modulus of a plus b whole square. Modulus of a plus b whole square is equal to modulus of a plus b dot a plus b. Now, by distributive property, it is mod a square a dot a plus a dot b plus b dot a, same as to a dot b. Hence, it is 2 times of a dot b plus b dot b is equal to mod b square. Now, which is modulus of a square plus 2 times of, a dot b again is mod a mod b cos theta. We can write a dot b as mod a mod b cos theta plus mod b square. But here the maximum value of cos is 1. Hence, this total summation should be less than or equal to mod a square plus 2 into mod a mod b plus b square. Since the maximum value of cos, this entire summation would be less than or equal to mod a square plus 2 into mod a mod b plus mod b square. This is the expansion of mod a plus mod b whole square. So, finally, this implies that, modulus of a plus b whole square less than or equal to mod a plus mod b whole square. This implies that modulus of a plus b is less than or equal to mod a plus mod b. Hence, the second inequality also hold, known as triangle inequality. We have the triangle inequality as mod a plus b less than or equal to mod a plus mod b. So, just now we proved that. When does the equality holds? Now, let us see. Here AB is one vector A bar and BC is another vector B bar and AC is the vector is sum of AB and BC, that is A plus B. Now, let us see when does the equality holds. Modulus of A plus B is equal to mod A plus mod B. When does it happens? Modulus of A plus B. A plus B vector is AC vector. The modulus of A plus B is mod AC is equal to mod A is equal to mod AB vector, modulus of AB vector, mod B is equal to modulus of BC vector. The sum of AB and BC is equal to AC. It happens if and only if A, B, C are collinear. If the 3 points A, B, C are collinear, then only this equality holds. AB plus BC become AC. So, this condition is possible when the 3 points are collinear. So, that in triangle inequality, equality holds when the given points are collinear. If they are non-collinear, then inequality holds. Now, here one problem, 10th problem here. Show that the points A minus 2i plus 3j plus 5k, B I plus 2j plus 3k and C 7i minus k are collinear. So, 3 points are given. Now, we have to prove that the 3 points are collinear. So, we can use this equality condition to prove the 3 points are collinear. Now, given the position vector of A, OA bar is equal to minus 2i plus 3j plus 5k. So, the point is nothing but position vector of the corresponding point A, and from this the point A is minus 2 comma 3 comma 5. Next, position vector of B OB bar is given that I place 2j plus 3k. From this B point is 1, 2, 3. The position vector of OC given that 7i minus k. This implies that the point C is 7, 0, minus 1. Now, let us find the distances AB, BC and AC. AB is equal to AB vector is equal to OB minus OA vector. AB vector is equal to OB minus OA. OB minus OA is equal to I minus of minus 2i plus 3i, 2j minus 3j minus j, 3k minus 5k minus 2k. Next, BC vector is equal to OC minus OB. 7i minus I, 6i minus 2j minus k minus 3k minus 4k, and AC vector is equal to OC minus OA. OC minus OA, 7i plus 2i, 9i minus 3j minus k minus 5k minus 6k. Now the three vectors AB, BC, AC are defined. Now let us find the magnitudes of the three vectors. The modulus of AB vector is equal to root over 9 plus 1 plus 4. 3 square plus minus 1 whole square plus minus 2 whole square. 9 plus 1 plus 4, that is root 14. Modulus of BC vector is equal to, what is the magnitude of BC vector? It is 6 square, 36 plus minus 2 whole square, 4 plus minus 4 whole square, 16. It is 20 plus 36, 56, root 56. You know, root 56 is equal to 4 14s. Root of 4 into 14 is equal to 2 root 14. Next, the magnitude of AC vector, that is root of 9 square, 81 plus minus 3 whole square, 9 plus minus 6 whole square, 36. What about this? 81 plus 9, 90, 90 plus 36, 126. You know, 126 is 14 nines, 14 into 9. That means square root of 14 into 9 is equal to 3 root 14. Here, sum of two distances or sum of two magnitudes is equal to magnitude of the third vector. So clearly it is observed that AC plus AB, magnitude of AB plus BC is equal to root 14 plus 2 root 14 is equal to 3 root 14, which is equals to magnitude of AC. Therefore, sum of two magnitudes is equal to magnitude of third vector. Hence, A, B, C are collinear. Therefore, finally, the given points are collinear. The next interesting topic, right-handed coordinate system. What is right-handed coordinate system? When the x-axis is rotated towards y-axis, then a direction is defined towards z-axis. For example, this is x-axis and y-axis. So origin. Now, when we rotating some vector on x-axis towards y-axis like this, then there exists a direction towards or in the direction of z axis, then these vectors, all these vectors are said to be in right-handed coordinate system. Suppose if a bar is a vector in the direction of x-axis and b bar is another vector in the direction of y-axis, then if a is rotated towards b, then there exists a vector perpendicular to them. There exists a vector perpendicular to them. Then that vector, let it be some c bar. Let the vector be c bar. Now we can say that a bar, b bar, c bar, the system of these vectors a bar, b bar, c bar are said to follow right-handed system, RHS. Here the best example is when we try to open the cap of a bottle. When we rotating the cap in anti-clockwise direction, now the cap moves in upward direction like this. Then that vectors are said to be in such case in right-handed system. Otherwise they are in left-handed system. If we rotate the vector from y-axis to z-axis, that means it is in clockwise direction, then the vector perpendicular to them is defined in downward direction, so that the system of those vectors are said to follow in left-handed system, LHS, left-handed system. So the best example is when we try to tight the cap. Now to tight the cap of a bottle, we have to rotate the cap in clockwise direction. So by rotating that in clockwise direction, now the cap moves in downward direction, so that then in such case all those vectors are in left-handed system. So right-handed system, left-handed system. Now these are the two important systems in vector algebra. We know that the product of two vectors are defined in two ways. One is scalar product, second one is vector product. If the product of two vectors is a scalar quantity, then such product is known as scalar product. So already we have explained and we learned about that scalar product. Now we are going to learn about vector product. The product of two vectors is a vector quantity, then such product is known as a vector product or cross product. Vector product is also known as cross product. Now let us see the definition of the vector product. Let a bar comma b bar be two non-zero vectors a bar comma b bar be two non-zero vectors, then the vector product of the two vectors a bar comma b bar is denoted by a bar cross b bar, and it is defined as a cross b is equal to modulus of a vector modulus of b vector into sin theta into n cap, where theta is angle between the two vectors, angle between the vectors a bar and b bar. And what is n cap? N cap is or n bar is a unit vector perpendicular to the plane containing A bar and B bar. Once again, let A bar comma B bar be two non-zero vectors, then the vector product of the two vectors is denoted by A cross B, and it is defined as A cross B is equal to modulus of A into modulus of B into sin theta into n cap, where theta is angle between the given two vectors and n cap is unit vector perpendicular to the plane containing AB. Suppose if A bar B bar are two vectors on same plane like this. Now the n cap is, this one is n cap, which is perpendicular to plane containing of AB. Now this is the definition to a vector product. Now you see, A cross B is defined as mod A mod B into sin theta into n cap. We know that modulus of A is equal to a positive quantity. Modulus of B, it is also some positive number. Sin theta is a numerical value which lies between -1 to 1. That means the product of these three gives some constant, let it be some lambda, into n cap. N cap is a vector perpendicular to them. So that some lambda into n cap, a multiplication of vector with some scalar, is also a vector. So that finally this entire product is a vector. Therefore, A cross B, the product of two vectors is a vector quantity, hence A cross B is a vector product or cross product of given two vectors A bar and B bar. Now, it is known that A cross B is equal to some lambda into n cap. From there, A cross B is equal to some lambda into n cap. You know, lambda into n cap is always parallel to lambda into n cap is always parallel to n cap. Therefore, A cross B is also parallel to n cap. Hence, the cross product of two vectors is always parallel to n cap. But what is n cap? It is the unit vector perpendicular to the plane containing AB. So finally we can conclude that the cross product or vector product of two vectors is always perpendicular to A and B, or perpendicular to the plane containing AB, as well as it is parallel to the unit vector n cap perpendicular to the plane containing of AB. We have A bar cross B bar is equal to modulus of A vector modulus of B vector into sin theta. You know, theta means angle between A comma B into n cap, where n cap is unit vector perpendicular to the plane containing AB. Now, suppose if the angle between the two vectors A bar comma B bar, it is theta, is equal to 0 degrees. So what? When does the angle between two vectors is 0? If they are collinear vectors. So when the two vectors are collinear, what happens? A cross B is equal to modulus of A vector modulus of B vector into sin 0, some 0 into n cap, sin 0. Now mod A into mod B into 0 is equal to 0, 0 into n cap is equal to 0 bar. It is a null vector. A null vector. Therefore, hence we can conclude that if A bar is parallel to B bar, then A cross B A bar cross B bar is equal to 0 bar. That is the one of the most important condition. Next one. Suppose if the angle between the two vectors A comma B is equal to theta is equal to 90 degrees. That means if the two vectors are perpendicular, then what? A cross B is equal to mod A mod B into sin 90. We know that sin 90 value 1 into n cap. Therefore, A cross B is equal to mod A mod B into n cap, or it is okay, some scalar into n cap, some lambda into n cap. A cross B is equal to some lambda into n cap. Therefore, finally, if A vector is perpendicular to B vector, then A cross B is equal to some lambda into n cap, some lambda into n cap. Now, let us see what is B cross A. So, according to the definition of A cross B, mod A mod B sin A comma B n cap. Now, B cross A is equal to modulus of B modulus of A vector into sin angle between B comma A into n cap. Now, this is modulus of B vector modulus of A vector, you know, sin of B comma A comma B, B comma A. So, the angle of rotation is opposite. So, A to B rotation is opposite to B to A. So, that this much value is always in opposite direction. Hence, if it is sin theta, it will be sin of minus theta. It is sin of minus theta into n cap. Now, therefore, mod B into mod A nothing but mod A into mod B into sin of minus theta is equal to minus sin theta into n cap. That is, now it is minus mod A into mod B to sin theta into n cap. It is modulus of A vector modulus of B vector into sin of where theta is equal to angle between A comma B into n cap. Now, what about this? Mod A mod B sin of A comma B into n cap is equal to A cross B. Hence, it is minus of A cross B. Therefore, B cross A vector is equals to minus of A cross B vector. So, A cross B, B cross A need not be commutative because B cross A is equals to minus of A cross B. Now, let us consider the magnitudes of these two vectors. What is the magnitude of A cross B? Modulus of A cross B is equal to mod A mod B modulus of sin theta into modulus of n cap. This is mod A into mod B into sin theta modulus of sin theta, nothing but sin theta, since theta is always belongs to the interval 0 to pi. In that quadrant, sin is always positive. So, that mod sin theta is sin theta, modulus of n cap is equal to 1. Why? Because n cap is a unit vector, hence magnitude of that n cap is equal to 1. Now, this is also same as to modulus of B cross A, because of modulus of B modulus of A into modulus of sin theta into modulus of sin of minus theta into modulus of n cap. So, sin of minus theta is nothing but sin theta under modulus. Therefore, again it becomes sin theta and modulus of n cap is equal to 1. So, that finally, this much value is same as to modulus of B cross A. Hence, modulus of A cross B is equal to modulus of B cross A. So, even though A cross B cross A are in different directions, but their moduli are same. By the definition, we can observe that A cross 0 bar is always 0 bar. If B bar is a null vector or A bar is a null vector, then cross product is always 0 bar. 0 bar cross B bar is also 0 bar, null vector. Now, what is the cross product of vector to itself? A cross A. A cross A is equal to modulus of A vector into modulus of A vector into sine angle between A comma A into n cap. Mod A into mod A, mod A square. Sine angle between A comma A is equal to sine 0. The angle between the vector to itself is always 0. Sine 0 is 0 into n cap. So totally it is 0 bar. Because modulus of A square into 0 is equal to 0. When 0 is multiplied to any vector, it becomes null vector. Therefore, A cross A is equal to 0 bar. If A bar is parallel to B bar, then already we know that A cross B is equal to 0 bar. When A is parallel to B bar, A cross B is equal to 0 bar. When A is perpendicular to B bar, A dot B is equal to 0. Next one, fourth one. A cross B is equal to mod A mod B into sine theta into n cap. You know, it is always equals to some lambda into n cap. That implies that A cross B is parallel to n cap. Hence, but what is n cap? N cap is perpendicular to A bar and B bar. This implies A cross B is also perpendicular to A bar and B bar. So cross product of two vectors is always perpendicular to the given vectors A and B. Now these are the points we observed from the definition. We know that I bar comma J bar K bar are unit vectors as well as mutually perpendicular vectors whose are lie on coordinate axis x, y, z respectively. We know that I dot j is equal to 0, j dot k equal to 0, I dot k equal to 0. And I dot I is equal to 1, j dot j equal to 1, k dot k equal to 1. Now, we are going to define the cross product between them. What is I cross I? So, already we know that the cross product of a vector to itself is always 0 bar. Hence, j cross j and k cross k are also equal to 0 bar. I cross j. What is the cross product of I with j? I cross j is equal to, by the definition, it is mod I into mod j into sine angle between I comma j into unit vector perpendicular to them. So, modulus of I is 1, modulus of j is 1, sine angle between I comma j is equal to sine 90 degrees into unit vector perpendicular to I and j. So, the unit vector that is perpendicular to I and j in right-handed system is k bar. Therefore, 1 into sine 90 value is also 1. So, all are equals to 1 into k bar equals to k bar. In the same way, j cross I is equal to, j cross I is equals to minus of I cross j. Hence, it is equals to minus k bar. Similarly, j cross k is equal to I vector and k cross j equals to minus I vector and k cross I is equal to j vector, I cross k is equal to minus j vector, because the unit vector that perpendicular to j and k in right handed system is I. The unit vector that perpendicular to k and I in right handed system is j. So that so j cross ki, k cross I j, and I cross j is k. We know that a bar, b bar and a cross b. Already we know that a cross b is the vector that is perpendicular to the plane containing AB. A bar is one vector and b bar is another vector. Now it is a plane. A cross b is perpendicular to the plane containing of AB. Now A, B, as we rotating in anti-clockwise direction from A to B, then there exists a perpendicular vector to them in the direction of A cross B. Therefore, A vector, comma B vector, comma A cross B always follow or form right-handed system. A vector, B vector, A cross B vector form right-handed system. If three vectors are not forming right-handed system, obviously they are said to form left-handed system. Simply A bar, comma B bar, comma B cross A. So left-handed system is always reverse in the direction of right-handed system. So that A, B, B cross A form left-handed system.